That's good.
Yeah. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Don't nobody gonna know me.
Right.
Yep. Sure.
They just need to know where to find me.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, family, and welcome back to Redefine the Podcast. I'm your host, D. McCoy, and I have a really special guest with me today. He is one of David's best friends, one of his childhood friends. Anytime David tells me a story from his high school days, Shug's name is there, and a few others. One thing that I had to get Shug in because I had to get him in today because his schedule is crazy. But one thing that I admire about Shug is the work ethic that I've seen him do from when I first got with David 6-7 years ago to where he is now. So although I don't know all the specifics, I know that you have grown tremendously.
Yes.
And so, what's up? Say
what's up. So yeah, like she said, my name's Shug, aka Shug the Barber. Yes. You know, for everybody that is looking for one. I'm that man.
Where are you located?
I'm located in Anaheim, right next to, not too far from Knott's Berry Farm off of Lincoln and Dale.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why at one point I thought you were in Riverside.
That's where I live.
That's where you live. But
I live in Riverside, yes.
You always cut hair
in Orange County. Yes, ma'am.
So would you ever get a shop in Riverside and Orange County?
That's a tough one. I've thought about it, but I would have to literally reconstruct myself out there. I'd have to start all over from scratch.
But I feel like you have a good following, Shug.
I do. And I mean, predominantly all my following has been in Orange County. Okay. I know I have a handful of that would still stick with me to Riverside if I was to, but I got too much of a following that's in Orange County.
That's too much money. That's too much money.
Yeah.
Never mind. Stay out here. Stay out there in Orange County.
Got two homes.
Right. So we just went to Shug's wedding. When was that?
November 30th.
November 30th.
2019.
How is life as a married man?
To be honest, as a married man, it's not too much different from how it was when we were together. It's just, we tied the knot. Right. So, I mean, me and her have always had this special relationship with each other. I mean, we are the best of friends. And I mean, we've just built everything together. So now there's just that knot being tied. So
right. How'd you guys meet?
Oh my God, through a mutual friend. And from then on, I mean, it's just been just amazing ever since, to be honest.
Yes, and you guys legit, how some people, they're in relationships and you're like, right. Oh, you can't really tell if that shit is for real. Mm-hmm. You guys are for real. She looks at you and it's she loves you. You know what I'm saying? She makes me love you looking at you. It's beautiful.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm getting a lot of responses from us. I mean, everyone says that they feel like we are that power couple.
Yes.
And I feel like people love to see me and her do things.
We love to see you guys win.
Yeah, and it's not. I don't even think it's just winning. I mean, it's anytime we post anything on social media when we're going places, they're like, oh, we live our lives through you.
You guys, it's not I watch you guys and it's not Instagram. Because I know you guys personally, mm-hmm. But even when I'm it's not an Instagram thing. It's not I'm fronting. It's when we went to Destiny's birthday party, we're all sitting in that corner, and just how you guys eat. We went out March 15th, mm-hmm. the day before the pandemic stuff. Mm-hmm. They closed everything down, and the way that you guys we were in a room with a ton of people. With so many people. Yes.
Oh, I loved it.
Yes. And there was the music and everyone was drinking and dancing. Yeah. And you guys were able to sit at the table and just focus on each other. Yeah. And then you guys could focus and you guys could talk and then boop, and you guys would break out and talk to other people. Yeah. It wasn't you guys were still able to interact with everyone too. Mm-hmm. I think that's amazing because it shows that you're separate people.
We're together but separate.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
That's fucking you got something good, man. Listen.
Yeah.
I'm fucking jealous. That is beautiful.
Thank you.
That is beautiful.
I love her, and I love what we got, and I wouldn't want it any other way.
That's right. So it was worth the wait.
Oh, I mean, if the wait wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for her. She made the wait happen. I was pursuing her. I was persistent. I was like, look, I gotta have it. And she was like, nah, we're friends. We're friends in the beginning. And I finally came around. And I got to her. Yeah, I mean, it took some time, but I finally came around, and she still doubted me in the beginning. She's like, oh, like when I first asked her, I was like, look, I want you to be my girl. She was like, okay, but when she eventually told me how it happened, she goes, look, I only gave you a few months in the beginning until we were gonna probably break up.
She gave you a 90-day period. She was like, I was about to see how long you was going to make it.
She gave me a probation. She was like, I was on probation. She was like, look, I'm going to give you this much time. And then that time passed. She's like, okay, well, I'll give it like another 2 more months or 3 more months.
Dang, how long you guys been together?
5 years. Well, it'll be 5 years, I think, right? 5 years in August.
Dang, your 90 days lasted long. August 1st. Now it's forever. That's right.
5 years.
That's awesome. So another thing besides being an awesome partner, husband, you are a father, but you were a single father at one point.
Yes, ma'am.
And how is that? How was that? What the difference between you were a single father and the process of that, and now you're like you're a married daddy now.
Right. Being a single father, I mean, it was tough because, I mean, not like it was tough. It was, my daughter's mother made it tough for me. She looked at it because, I mean, she's already been through a process with her son prior. Okay. So she kind of knew the judicial system. Right. You know, she knew what she was doing. Me, I was brand new. I ain't the one to be in the court system and all that stuff and whatever. But, you know, she got the restraining orders and then making me look bad like I'm this person. And, you know, she even went as far as like lying on me, saying I done abused her and stuff. You know what I mean? So now. And that's not you. No. She put me as being this domestic violent person.
And so the process of that, like, how do you... first let me back up. Do you feel like the system is that it works for fathers? Like, is it working in your favor? Did you feel like it was even harder because you're a black man, you're trying to get you're trying to...
Right. It actually was crazy because in the beginning, I hired an attorney, and I felt like this attorney did absolutely nothing for me. And we paid her up front and everything, and she always claimed like, oh, well, it's because you got this restraining order. This is what making it hard, and you got this domestic violence thing, and this is making it hard to get you what you're asking for. Which was more time. Okay. You know, because in the beginning I was doing visitations with my daughters. I supervised actually visitations. That's which tough. I felt like I'm in jail to see my kids. Right. You know what I mean? And being supervised by a random, like I'm being babysat to watch my kids. Right. And only for an hour at that, too. And how many days? Every 2 weeks. 1 hour every 2 weeks. Wow. For 1 day, yeah.
So how long did you have to fight before that restraint was removed?
Oh, my God. So actually, it's funny because the restraining order is still in place. Okay. It first went to 3 years, which was the restraining order. 3 years finally came up, and she claimed, so from what I understood, that once it was over, but then she went and fought it again to reissue the restraining order.
So do you think that she knows you're a good guy, but she's upset? Is she upset because it's no longer, like, was that like because you guys are no longer together, or was it just like, this is what I'm gonna do?
I think it was jealousy. She knew because she knew how happy I was becoming and how unhappy she was becoming. So she was just like, I'm not gonna lie.
Not that easy.
Be this happy.
Not that easy. Yeah.
And I mean, don't get me wrong. She's tried, her own happiness, and she dated here and there, and I'm not gonna be the jealous person because I felt like that relationship was corrupt anyway. So I wanted out. Funny thing is, my mom actually was like, "No, stay as long as you can." I said, "Mom, I can't.
You can't do it."
I don't know, because back in her days, I mean, maybe that's what it was.
Right. Our parents, they go through everything, and it's just like,
yeah, I was like, I can't. This
it's toxic.
Very, very toxic. Yes.
My I have a brother. My brother served 10 years in prison for a domestic violence charge. 2 strikes. He is from Main Street Mafia. My brother is as hood as they come. And when he served his 10 years and he got out, he tried to make everything work with his baby mother. Like, he knew they were going to get back together because they're very toxic to each other.
Okay.
But he wanted time with his kids. And, the ball was in her court. She had him the whole 10 years, whatever. And he eventually started keeping documentation. He started doing all these things and then took her to court. And everybody was like, "You can't take her to court. You just got out of jail. You're a felon, 2-strike felon. Like, you can't." And people were like telling my brother, "Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it." And I kept telling him, "No, do it. Do it. What's the worst that can happen? They're not going to take your kids completely away from you. What's the worst that can happen?" My brother started,
no.
All they're going to say is, my brother started, I want to say, at one point he had 50-50 custody. And he's a 2-time felon. And I was so proud of him because fear could have kept him like, "Nah, I'm going to play her game. Like, whatever she want to do, whatever it is." And he fought it. And he know the system too, but he know the other side.
Right.
So it was really, like, I admire when I see men, like, whatever it takes, however much money it's going to take, however long it takes.
Right. Because going back to when I said I had my attorney, so the attorney, I felt like did nothing for me to the whole point to where I was done with the attorney. And once I actually started doing things for myself and going to court for myself, for some reason, I was getting more progress out of doing it myself than having the attorney. The attorney did literally, I felt like, nothing for me. She just, went to speak here and there. But besides that, she did absolutely nothing. I went to court, filed paperwork. Luckily, my wife, now she knows, how to do paperwork and stuff. So she actually helped out a lot.
Wow. So she helped you with the process. Wow.
Yeah. She helped me a lot as well. And then, and actually, so I've been doing some research here and there too from friends who've been dealing with similar situations I'm going through, and they said, look, when it comes down to it, as a man, best thing to do is, if you want your kids, keep fighting, don't give up, and if you got to keep fighting, because I think the max you can keep going is you keep filing every 6 months. Chances are, them attorneys, not the attorneys, the judges are gonna get tired of seeing that person keep coming back and back and back and back. They're gonna be like, "Man, this person is really
he's persistent
on he's dang, like, he really like means something, or he really wants what he wants." So yeah, so that's what they told me. They said, look, they can't tell you nothing but no, so keep going.
So what's the end result now? What's your, I see them all the time. They're gorgeous.
So right now, the results that we're at right now is where, like I said before, I was doing supervised visits, and I was locked in a room pretty much for that, and then to a point where we can do supervised visits. It led up to supervisors being outside of a room so we can go out and do things. Then,
but somebody was still there?
Still, I was being supervised,
wow.
Yes. And then now where I'm actually being able to take them home every first, third, and when there's a fifth weekend, Saturday to Sunday, and I have them every Monday after school as well. So,
and how's that time with them? Like that bonding time, and that, do they have questions? I feel like they or they're kind of like this is just the norm. Like we know this.
It's the norm now.
Okay.
It's just more so like I just hope that they see and realize who's the good and bad person here.
I always feel like,
and right now, and I know they with them, they're like, they want mom and dad together, but they know we're not.
Right. Because I feel like that's every child. They just want to be in one house. They want to be able to run back and forth, and they just want to love you.
Right.
But, it's just kids. But do you feel like this process that you went through with your daughter's mother and the court system, do you feel like, I won't say do you feel like it was worth it, but
it's definitely time put in. I mean, anything for my kids is always worth it. So, I mean, it's not to saying it ain't worth it, because, I mean, it is for my kids.
Right.
Really, at the end result of it. It ain't even about her. It's about what I need to do
for them,
for my kids.
That's so awesome.
I mean, just as much time as they get to have with her, they should have the equal amount of time with me.
I feel like fathers, I had another interview with somebody, and another father, and he's a single parent now, but I feel like it is so important. It is so important for girls to be around their dad.
Of course.
And I was telling him, like, as I was growing up, I didn't have a good relationship with my dad. And I feel like because of that, I feel like men knew. Like, they knew, like, oh, there's that little spot.
Right.
And there were certain things that my dad didn't teach me. So because I wasn't taught, I didn't know the game. I didn't know that they were gaming me up or I was missing something. And I feel like him being involved and being active, he was there, but if he would have been active, there's so many things in my life that when it comes to that aspect of things, I feel like I could avoid it.
Yeah.
And I feel like when there's a man actively in their daughter's lives, like, you're saving them before even needing to save them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you're just guiding them away, because they're going to be like, you can't talk to me like that. Like, my dad don't talk to me like that.
Right. I mean, because that's how most kids, I think, grow up. Like, even when it comes to finding their spouse later on in life. Like, so it's like it would be like where you would be looking for, like, if you were, growing up, and now when it's time for you to find your significant other, you want to find your father, but in somebody else. You know what I mean? Because if your father's being loving and protective over you, you want your spouse to do the same for you.
Yes.
So you look for that. So, and that's how they kind of feel, like, where, women, look for their fathers, and when, boys, they look for their mothers.
Yeah.
And women, you know what I mean? So, yeah. I mean, it's normal, I feel like, for that to happen.
And I feel like you're just like, every time I see you guys, like, on social media, like, you are, I saw you the other day, you were working out with one of your daughters, and she was getting it in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dang, that's the seed that you planted, because that's something that you do daily.
Yeah.
So switching gears, I seen that you are thinking, like, are you thinking about, like, doing workout things, or what's that?
Right.
Where's that headed?
Yeah. So I've been getting a lot of responses, and people saying, like, oh, like, how can you become a trainer? How can you do this? But I mean, don't get me wrong, I love fitness. I love it. I don't know, like, I've transformed myself to a point where I like what I see and the results I'm getting. So now it's like, I'm gonna tell you like this, and I already said, I mean, I put this out on social media, but I'm no trainer, and I'm gonna be nobody's trainer.
Right.
But I am willing to be an influencer or a motivator, And I've been told plenty of times, like, yes, like, they see me doing things, and they, I'm up early in the mornings, like, man, like, you motivate me to do this and do that. And I'm just like, man, well, don't let me stop you. Keep doing it then, you know what I mean?
Right. And you know what? Those videos are so helpful. Like, I'm on my own fitness journey right now, and it's hard. But when there's certain people on your timeline, and they're up, and I know you got a business, and I know you got kids, and I know you got a long ass drive, and you are up at 6 o'clock in the morning running down the street or on the treadmill, what excuse can I possibly have for not wanting to work out and get myself together?
Right. Because I mean, for me, it's never saying that no one ever has time. Like, there's always at least a little bit of time throughout your day to worry about just you, to get yourself together, because honestly, when it comes to the long run, you got to be as healthy as you can for these kids, as long as you can for these kids. Because I mean, God forbid something happen, and you can't move, you can't walk, you can't run, And your kids, that's all they want to do is run,
all day.
Stuff to play. You know what I mean? They here and there, and God forbid, you got to get up,
right,
my knees and my back, and so you got to stay healthy. So eat right, exercise.
And so, what do you feel like? Did you see your family? Did you see your parents or anybody in your life work out a lot, or is it something you just kind of stumbled on?
No, I never really saw it. It was just something I've stumbled on myself. I mean, back in the day, I actually started. I did fitness, but I was doing the insanity back in the day. With Sean T. I was doing that. So I mean, I was getting results that way, but I was slimming down tremendously
and not bulking up.
No,
right.
So, but then I had my phases. So then, actually, when I became a father, I grew a daddy belly. I had I had what they called it. Sympathy words.
Oh,
that's what they called it.
Yes, and you have twins, so you must have been eating.
I was eating. Yeah. So So when my daughter's mother's when she would eat, I mean, she made food sound good at the time. So whenever I go and order food or get food,
right,
she'd be like, "I want this," and I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna go get you that," and I'm ordering it, and now I'm like, "Make it two."
Right.
Let me
eat with her. I don't want her to eat by herself.
Right.
I don't want her to eat by herself.
So they were calling it sympathy weight. So I put on some weight.
And you guys were doing keto at one point, right?
So not me and my baby's mom,
but you and your wife.
Me and my wife. Actually, I'm still doing it.
Oh, okay.
Me and her are still doing it here and there, but I'm more focused on it right now. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I'm happy with my wife and however she looks, so I'm not gonna sit here and tell you like, no, you gotta stick to this.
Right.
Like if she wants to eat, by all means, look, eat, do whatever you do. I love you however you look, no matter what.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Because I feel like as women, one thing we're always worried about is like our weight, what we look like, what we look like to other people. But when you say someone says to you like, I love you regardless, right, you start to do things solely to make you happy. And I feel like you're just giving her the room to just be whatever, whoever, however, and that's a blessing.
Right. I mean, and everybody should be comfortable in their own skin. You know what I mean? And that's how I want her to be. I want her to be comfortable. But I want her to be happy with herself as well. So, I mean, I'm always here to motivate. So I mean, if she knows I'm always here for her. So if she needs training or any kind of help, I mean,
you're down. You meal prepping and everything.
Honestly, I don't. I don't even meal prep because I mean, I eat what I want when I want.
But you work? So do you work out like 5 days a week, 6 days a week?
Gyms are down. Right. Corona.
The Rona.
But once I'm starting on getting my own little fitness center together myself in the house. So. But when I was going to the gym, I was going 5 to 6 days a week. And I'd be at the gym like roughly around 4 or 5 a.m. and always for 2 hours. Whew.
I just started working out since November. Since November, and
results.
I was 200 and plus pounds. I'm not gonna say the whole number.
All right.
And I am I'm close to getting to high school weight. Crazy. And it's just been the fact that I have been focusing on myself and being like, do you need that? Do you really need that? Should you put that down? And I think that asking myself those questions and learning how to like moderation, right, has been so big. Like it's been life-changing. And David is athletic. So David can eat what he wants, and he's a postman, and he does 100 miles a day, and he looks fine.
Yeah.
Me, I eat a piece of bread, and I am now back at 200 plus pounds. So everything that I do has to be like, I have to really think about it. And I don't want to have another day one.
Right.
It's hard. Day ones fucking suck. They suck. So another thing that I just admire about you is that you are a business owner.
Yes.
Gifted Hands?
Yes, ma'am. Gifted Hands
How did,
Barbershop.
yes. How did you how did you do that?
I've been cutting hair for like 20 years now. But
Oh my goodness.
but yeah, I only been at 2 other shops besides my own. I'm not gonna say 20 years. I've been cutting since I was like just about high school, fresh out of high school. I've been cutting ever since then. I'm about to be 37 this year, so
You look good.
Do the math.
You look good. Okay.
Yeah, I'm about to be 37 this year. So so since I was about 17, 18, when I started kind of getting into it, it was always kind of like in the family. So
Okay.
And I didn't think I was actually gonna fall into hair. Actually, I was actually thinking about becoming a tattoo artist or some kind of artist. I mean, with drawing.
Right.
I tried different art aspects. So where I thought about becoming a architect.
Okay.
But you need a lot of math for that. So
Right.
I'm not there. I'm not there. And then I thought about a tattoo artist, but the girlfriend actually I had at that time, she crushed that for me. So
oh no.
Yeah, she was like, "That's the stupidest thing I ever heard."
Oh no.
And now look at me. I got all these tattoos.
All these tattoos. You could have been doing them yourself.
Right.
You could have been doing them yourself.
So, but then I took on an art class in college, and I took which was called cartooning art.
Okay.
And I think that was my lane because it was more about being free, being free-minded with art. And so with that, and then me cutting hair, I felt like that kind of came together because now I can open my mind and being free to cutting hair, but applying my art as well.
Because I think I have seen you before. Have you won a competition of some sort?
I've won plenty, yeah.
Okay, so you win competitions because of like designs, or is it like?
I normally aim for the designs when I go to these hair competitions. I normally aim for those.
How long does it take you to do that?
Well, it started off where I was just cutting my own hair.
Okay.
Which I still do to this very day.
Right.
So, but yeah, I started off cutting my own hair, and I would start off with, like, when I first started doing designs, I started off with the simple, like the old school Vanilla Ice, or like the MC Hammer, like the little lines on the sides.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I started off with something simple like that, and I wanted to see how easy it was. I was like, okay, that doesn't look too bad. It wasn't too hard. Next time I let my hair grow out, next I'm extending those lines a little further back.
Right.
I'm like, oh, that wasn't too bad. Now, 2 months later, I got a design that went all the way from one side to the other side of my head and zigzagged and swirled and stuff. Cause I was just testing my skills.
Right.
And now to a point where I got it down like a science.
So how many competitions do you think you've won?
Gosh. I would say probably a little over 20 over the years that I've been cutting.
That's a lot.
Yeah, probably about 20 some competitions, probably. But I used to go to competitions almost every other month back in the day when competitions are still popular, but it was one particular competition brand that was going around where they would come around every about 2 to 3 months, where I felt like it was a reunion for barbers. So barbers would meet up and see each other at these competitions, kind of thing.
So how is it, okay, so you're a business owner, you're a black man, you're a black business owner. That's exciting. Mm-hmm. How is it when you have new guys coming in, and are you like, what is that like? Because I feel like you want to show them the ropes. Ideally, at some point, they may venture off. How do you help guide them into those type of things? Or, what do you do?
For me, it's just making them the best them. I'm not gonna sit here and mold them into me. I want them to be the best that they could be for them, and so I get them shadowing me and stuff, and people, actually I'm soon to start, hopefully I'm gonna start sacrificing some time off from the shop, but not like that, but taking an extra day off. But I'm still gonna be in the shop, but I'm gonna be there mentoring and shadowing the others there. So if they need help and they need questions, because I'm here when I'm working, you can't ask me nothing. I have to glance at you real quick. Yeah, that looks good. Now I'm back. I'm right here because I got my business. But if I'm gonna start taking an extra day off, where actually I was doing this for an apprentice I have now.
Okay.
But things got hectic with, of course, like I said, the corona that's going on. So where I'm back in there always, but I'm gonna start sacrificing a day off again and helping the guys in the shop. And actually, I have a hair braider in there too, who cuts hair too. So she's actually a tremendous, big help in the shop.
That's awesome.
So, but
so
yeah.
do you feel like say someone comes in and they say, hey, I want to know how to get where you are. Help me with the process. What is that like? What does that look like when you think of when you started the process of buying your shop to now you have how many people under you?
I've got 4.
4. And like what would your advice be?
Well, I mean, coming from where I came from, I mean, it'd be hard to kind of give somebody advice, but I mean, all I could say is just be humbling and oh my gosh.
I always tell people, so as I get ready, like as we get ready closer to close, I always say, okay, give me 3 things. And I keep telling myself, I got to tell people about the 3 things before they get here, because then I put you guys on the spot and they're like, oh, I don't have 3 things, or I do have 3 things. And I'm like, damn. And I meant to text you like, let me get Shug to tell. And I didn't get to you. So
No,
what are the 3 things that you, as we get closer to closing, what is 3 things that you would tell someone that is trying to become a barber, that's trying to get custody of their kids? What is something you want people to listen to and you want them to take back from you?
Never give up.
That's good.
Never give up. Like, yeah, there's gonna be some bumps in the road, but you know, like that good old church song, you know, we fall down, but we get up.
Right.
Yeah. Don't stay down. Yeah, if you don't fall down, you know, you just pick yourself back up. Don't give up. You know, there's choruses, there's you know, obstacles through this venture, you know, of life that we have, but you know, keep your head up. Don't ever walk with your head down.
That's right. Don't be ashamed.
Oh no.
All right, what's number 2?
Oh my gosh. Number 2. God, stay happy. You know, be humble. You know, don't be upset all the time. You know, like, you know, let people see the you that you want to be, and that you know, because you want people to, you know, see happy. You know, no one wants to see, you know, fear and anger all the time. People want to see, you know.
I feel like you're genuinely a happy person too.
Oh yeah.
Like, I feel like that's a good one for you to say, because I feel like you genuinely. I don't feel like I've ever seen you. And you'll never. I know where you're going. Yeah, I don't feel like I've ever seen you. I think I remember one time you called David upset, and you were emotional, and he was and then when he hung up with you, he was emotional because he's like, that's not him. And I remember that, and I'm like, you literally just have a good spirit. Like, you're a happy person.
Yeah. I think I get that from my mom, because I mean, she's always been this happy person. So I mean, I may have gotten that, I'm sure, from her. But yeah.
Okay, and so number 3.
Jeez. 3. God, don't let the devil get in your way.
That's.
The devil is out to haunt you.
Listen.
The devil is out to get you. You know, whether he gonna come through you through somehow, some way, through someone.
Right.
Don't let.
That's a good point. It could come through someone. So you gotta pay attention. You better listen.
He is out to stop you somehow. But that's why I say keep your head up, because God knows the way.
That's, boy, you
God
better.
knows the way.
You better come on here and do that. You better.
Because if you looking down at the devil. Keep your head up, because I'm telling you.
It's going to help.
Yeah.
All right. Tell everybody where they can find you.
All right. Well, you can find me if you want to find me on social media. It's Mr. 𝐕𝐼𝐿𝐴, which is going to be a tough one, but it's
right.
MISTER_LOOLATUNJI.
And if you need a barber.
Yep, you can find me there too. Yep. And then at Gifted Hands Barbershop as well in Anaheim, California.
Yes.
Yeah.
Guys, I promise you, I am not rushing Shug. He lives in Riverside. He works, how many hours do you work a day? Like 12?
God, 10 to 8.
He works all night, like all day.
Yeah.
So I'm in Long Beach. Just a quick little before I end. I do this all the time. I'm in Long Beach. He is in Anaheim. So he drove backwards. And then now he has to go back. And so my promise to him was, I am going to get this done in a timely manner before your crazy schedule starts, so you can get home and get your last nap in before life starts over in real life again. And so I need you I appreciate you. I am so happy you came. You don't understand. You're one of David's friends that I really like. You're one of them. Just not a lot, right? There's not a lot of them, but you are definitely one of them. So I appreciate you for coming and taking the time out, because you could have been like, hell no, this is my last night, and you didn't. So I need you to know, thank you. And wait a minute, what is that? Show your mask.
So I'm known for what people are calling the Shug face.
Yes.
So
yes.
And the face is pretty, is here we go. So when you see this face, you know that's Shug.
Right. And can people buy those? Or
yes.
You're almost sold out, right?
No, these ones these are what's new that just dropped.
Okay.
For the mask. So I mean, I've made a logo where, of course I do the face, but now I made it where it's a mask now. So these are available. So if you want to purchase one of these,
come on,
right here.
We want everybody to win.
DM me.
Yes.
DM me, yeah. And they're only $15. So
and listen, we're gonna have to wear these for a long ass time. So you might as well get a collection of them and get in there and get them. Yeah. Guys, thank you once again for tuning in. Make sure you go to Gifted Hands Barbershop. Yes, if you need a cut, he has an amazing team behind him. He is full of great energy. He's an amazing person, and I appreciate you coming.
Appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, tell somebody, share it with someone. Follow all of those great things. I cannot wait to learn, grow, and redefine who we are together. Love you guys. And I don't know where my clicky is. Lost my clicky. Can you press that red button? Stop.